This is the Senior Safety Advice Podcast, your daily moment of calm, guidance, and encouragement as we navigate aging, caregiving, and living well together. Now, let's get on with today's episode.
Welcome to today's daily episode of the Senior Safety Advice Podcast. I'm Robin Schultz, Certified Dementia Specialist. Today I want to talk about something that seems small but can make a huge difference in your relationships, especially when you're caring for someone you love. It's the simple, often overlooked skill of listening without fixing. If you've ever tried to comfort someone who's upset, maybe a parent, a spouse, or a friend, you know the feeling. You want to help. You want to offer advice or reassurance. You want to make the situation better. That instinct comes from love. But sometimes the most helpful thing we can do isn't to fix anything at all. It's just to listen. Over the years, I've met many families going through tough transitions, adjusting to memory changes, accepting help for the first time, or losing independence. One thing I've noticed is that when emotions are high, we naturally want to jump in with solutions. We say things like, "Mom, you just need to use your walker more," or "Dad, if you joined that senior center, you wouldn't feel so lonely." These are kind, well-intentioned suggestions, but sometimes they land wrong, because underneath the surface, your loved one might be thinking, "You're not hearing me." They're not looking for answers, they're looking for understanding. I remember one gentleman I met early on in my dementia training. I'll call him Frank. Frank had recently lost his driver's license because of early vision problems and mild memory loss. He'd always been independent, the kind of person who prided himself on taking care of things. Now he felt stuck. His daughter tried so hard to cheer him up. She would say, "Dad, I'll take you anywhere you want to go. You don't have to be upset." But what Frank was really grieving wasn't the car. It was the freedom. One day during a support visit, he looked out the window and said quietly, "I just don't feel like myself anymore." That moment could have gone in many directions. His daughter could have reminded him how lucky he was. She could have changed the subject. But instead she said softly, "That sounds really hard, Dad. I can see how much that's weighing on you." He paused and then said, "Yeah, that's exactly it." You see, nothing got fixed, but something shifted. Frank felt seen. That's the power of listening without fixing. It's the act of being present without trying to rescue. It's what creates trust and peace and emotional safety, especially for older adults who often feel like their opinions or feelings are being brushed aside. So let's talk about what's actually happening when we practice this kind of listening and how you can start doing it in your own life. When someone shares something painful, their emotions are front and center. Their brain is in what we might call a reactive state. Their feelings are strong and logic takes a back seat. If we rush in with advice or solutions, even kind ones, the person often feels like we've skipped right over their emotions. But when we just sit and listen, we give them space to process. This space helps calm their nervous system, makes them feel safe and respected, and more open to support later on. Listening in this way isn't really passive. It's active compassion. It means you're fully present. You're not planning your next sentence. You're not mentally fixing the problem. You're simply with them. Here are a few ways to practice this kind of listening. First, when someone opens up, give them your full attention. Put the phone down, make eye contact, and turn toward them. These small physical cues say, "You matter, I'm here." Second, instead of jumping in with advice, reflect what you hear. You could say, "That sounds really frustrating," or "You've been carrying a lot on your shoulders lately," or "That must have been really scary for you." These phrases may seem simple, but they do something powerful. They validate the person's experience. Third, allow silence. It's tempting to fill in the gaps, but silence gives the other person time to find their words. Sometimes the most meaningful things are said after a pause. Fourth, ask gentle questions instead of giving direction. Try saying, What's been the hardest part for you? Or would you like me to just listen, or would you like some ideas? The last question is a game changer. It gives the other person control over the kind of support they want. And finally, remind yourself that listening is helping. You're giving someone something far more valuable than advice. You're giving them your attention and your presence. Research shows that when people feel truly heard, their stress levels drop. Their heart rate slows, their body relaxes physically. Being understood is deeply healing. Now, I will be honest with you, it isn't always easy to do this. If you're someone who is a natural helper or caregiver, you might feel uncomfortable when you can't just jump in and fix a situation. You might even feel guilty for doing nothing. But emotional pain isn't something we can fix like a leaky faucet. It doesn't need a solution, it needs understanding. And when we offer that understanding, we often help the person find their own next step. If you want to try this today, think of someone in your life who's been having a hard time lately. Maybe an aging parent, a friend, or a spouse. The next time you talk with them, pause before offering advice. Just listen. Notice what happens when you reflect their feelings back to them. You might find that the tone of the conversation changes. Tension softens, connection grows, and you both leave feeling calmer and closer. Listening without fixing doesn't mean doing nothing. It means you're doing something incredibly meaningful. You're saying, you're not alone in this. That's the heart of caregiving. That's the heart of compassion. So thank you for joining me today. If this episode spoke to you, I hope you'll share it with someone who might need the same gentle reminder that presence is powerful and listening truly heals. Come back tomorrow for another daily moment of calm, guidance, and encouragement, right here on the Senior Safety Advice Podcast. Until next time, take care of yourself and the ones you love. Bye.
This podcast is part of our mission to help older adults live safely and independently. If you'd like to take the next step, visit aginginplacedirectory.com, where you'll find specialists, helpful resources, and inspiration to make every home your place to thrive.